All right, let's talk about one of the most common and, let's be real, one of the most embarrassing social situations we all face. You meet someone new, you're having a nice chat, and then boom, it hits you. You have absolutely 100% forgotten their name.
You know that feeling, right? That little internal panic. Well, the good news is it happens to literally everyone. So in this explainer, we're going to break down some super simple, natural sounding English phrases to help you handle that exact moment with total confidence.
So, to get us started, let's listen in on a little conversation between two people, Nick and Anna. Nick runs into someone he met recently, and yep, he finds himself in that classic awkward spot. Let's see how he navigates this.
So Anna sees Nick and she starts off with a really friendly, casual, "How's it going?" Right away, that's a great natural alternative to the more formal, "How are you?"
Nick obviously recognizes her face, but he seems just a little caught off guard. He asks if she lives around here, which is just a really common way to say in this general area.
Anna explains her office is right around the corner, another great idiom that just means something is super close. And notice she also gently reminds him where they met. That's a helpful little clue. Okay, so Nick lets her know he can't chat for long. He says, "I'm in a bit of a hurry." This is such a polite way to say you're rushed without just cutting the conversation short. And offering his card is a nice move to keep that connection going. Anna's cool with it, but then she asks this simple little question that completely puts Nick on the spot. Does he still have her contact info? Uh-oh. And here it is, the moment of truth. Instead of trying to fake it, Nick handles this perfectly. He just admits it. Your name has just slipped my mind. What a brilliant phrase. It makes it sound like a complete accident, like the name just got away from him. And Anna's response, just as smooth. She tells him her name and immediately makes him feel better by saying, "I'm terrible with names too." That's a pro move right there. It just completely dissolves any awkwardness in the air. Okay, let's go back and really break down some of that fantastic language we just heard. First up, how did Nick so politely say that he didn't have time to chat? He used that phrase, "in a bit of a hurry." This is the perfect thing to say when you're short on time, but you don't want to sound rude. It's so much softer than just blurting out, "I have to go now." And the great thing is, you can use this phrase almost anywhere. On the phone, in a taxi, at work when you need to put something off. It just works in pretty much any situation where time is tight. All right, now for the main event. Let's dig into those amazing phrases for talking about forgetting something. This is where the real magic is for avoiding that social awkwardness. So Nick said her name had slipped my mind. I love this expression. It paints this little picture of the thought just accidentally slipping away from you. It sounds so much more gentle and forgivable than a flat "I forgot." And you can use this for anything you've accidentally forgotten. It's perfect for apologizing when you meant to reply to an email, or, when you've forgotten something really important like a birthday. Oops. Now for Anna's amazing recovery line, "I'm terrible with names." This is such a friendly and common way to admit you're not perfect at something. It makes you seem really humble, and it instantly makes the other person feel so much better. And this just shows you how useful this phrase is. You can be terrible with almost anything. Terrible with directions if you're always getting lost. Terrible with numbers if math isn't your thing. It's an incredibly handy tool to have in any conversation. So besides just getting you out of awkward moments, that little conversation was packed with phrases that just help you sound more natural in everyday English. Let's look at a couple of the best examples. So instead of the classic textbook, "How are you?" Anna used the much more casual, "How's it going?" And instead of saying "it's close by," they used phrases like "around here" and "right around the corner." It's these little tweaks that add so much more color and authenticity to your speech. Okay, so being honest is a fantastic strategy. But what if you're in a situation where you'd really rather not ask directly? Well, there are a couple of clever little tricks you can pull out of your sleeve. Here are two great ones. First, you can just ask for their business card. The name is almost always printed right there in big letters. Or you can ask for their email address. Since most professional emails include a person's full name, it's a really subtle way to get the info without anyone knowing you forgot. But really, the most important takeaway from all of this is simple. Don't panic. Forgetting someone's name is not a character flaw. It's a totally normal, human thing to do. What really matters is how you handle it, and now you've got a bunch of polite, natural, and even some clever ways to do just that. And that leaves us with one final thought.
We've gone over a few different strategies, from being super direct to using some slick social tricks. So now, I'll turn it over to you. What's a clever trick that you use when a name has completely slipped your mind? It's definitely something worth thinking about for the next time you find yourself in that very familiar, slightly awkward moment.